During the First World War, Canada's Military Hospitals Commission established almost 100 convalescent hospitals across the country. This is where wounded or recovering Canadian soldiers returning from overseas would receive medical treatment and vocational re-education. These facilities dotted the Canadian landscape and allowed recovering soldiers to be close to home. In the Greater Victoria area on the west coast, the municipality of Esquimalt already had a military hospital. A second one was established in Sydney. This is how Resthaven Military Convalescent Hospital came to be. Prior to its wartime duties, Resthaven had been a hydropathic sanatorium. Opened in 1914 for wealthy clients, it was a grand structure designed by renowned architect Samuel McClure. The pre-war economic decline saw the demise of the sanatorium and it closed officially in 1915. The site's scenic beauty was the perfect therapeutic environment for Resthaven's new tenants. Between 1916 and 1919, hundreds of soldiers passed through its doors. While a few military officers served as administrators, the nursing sisters and their matron provided the better part of the care. Nurses encouraged soldiers to take part in physical activities as part of their healing. At least 30 nursing sisters served at Resthaven for various lengths of time. Some moved on to the active theater on the European front. Others were promoted to senior positions in other military hospitals. One of these nurses, Pearl Ross of Victoria, graduated in 1915 from St. Joseph's School of Nursing. She was posted at Resthaven in the spring of 1917. She spent 1 year in Sydney before moving on to convalescent hospitals in Esquimalt, in Qualicum, and finally in Vancouver. Trained local civilian instructors provided vocational training to ensure soldiers could re-enter the workforce. Classes in mechanics, blacksmithing, carpentry, and even beekeeping were offered. Training in typing, accounting, and bookkeeping were also popular amongst soldiers. Patients were encouraged to interact and socialize with the local community since it was seen as an essential part of the soldiers' recovery process.
Resthaven became a major element of the community of Sydney and actually of Victoria, Greater Victoria, during the war period because the local people and groups would come on a very regular basis to visit the soldiers at Resthaven, to entertain them. They brought in vaudeville acts, they brought movies, they just general entertainers, singers came. Anyone from the Greater Victoria or anywhere were welcome to come visit. Once a week, normally on Tuesdays or Thursdays, they would have a group come from Victoria, like the Rotary Club, to come and entertain them. Or the men would be packed up into buses and hauled to Victoria to dances, to play cards with the local residents there, to go to parades, or just to visit. Sometimes just to go for a good meal.
Resthaven closed in 1919, 1 year after the end of the war. It became a hospital run by the Seventh-day Adventists from 1921 to 1978, when it was torn down to make way for a residential development.
Resthaven's importance could not really be underplayed. Any place where care of Canada's soldiers, those men who put their lives on line, was important in any way one could look at it. And that's the viewpoint of how the general public looked at it at that time. They would do anything to help the soldiers, help their men. And not one hospital would differ from another in importance in that matter when it came to this subject. Resthaven was a significant part in the war effort for the Vancouver Island and Sydney area.